Adam Silver in the NBA was talking about maybe punishing teams for resting players.
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of a big thing going on. How do you feel about the whole resting players for rest, not for injury?
I think you should be allowed to do what you want with your team. Like, who cares whether you sit or start your best guys? If you have made it into the playoffs, I think from time to time you guys deserve a rest. So catchers in baseball, they get days off. Like, you have your backup catcher just so, your main catcher doesn't destroy his knees by the time playoffs roll around.
Yeah.
So I have zero issue with this and was actually surprised that Adam Silver would say that.
Well, the difference is about in the 90s, people were playing 82 games a year, playing every single game. They looked at the stat. It was an average, like all-star participants had an average of 4 games missed per year back in the 90s, whereas now they have an average of, I think, 10 games missed. So it's a few more games missed per year, but it's alarming to think of back in the 90s, you were getting fouled and fouled hard. Like fouls that would eject a player in today's NBA were just common fouls in the 90s. And players were getting back up and going to the line and shooting their free throws and moving on with their lives and playing every single game, every single night as much as they can and getting there all the time. And that's what people are looking at now is you spend $70 to go to an NBA game, and then you spend that $70 because Russell Westbrook is coming to Cleveland. He only comes to Cleveland once a year. You spend that $70 and he rests and he doesn't even play. You don't even see Russell Westbrook get to play. You don't see Kevin Durant or Steph Curry get to play in Cleveland. Like, that's the reason you spent that money to go to that ticket, to get that ticket to go to that game.
Right, but you're not the owner of that team. You're not the coach of that team. You don't know what's best for those players. Like you look at the minutes per game, LeBron James is up there at 37.5. That is the second most in the NBA this season. So he's not sitting around. Hold on, I think I may be off by one season. Nope, that is correct. So Kyle Lowry.
This is the most he's played since his first couple of seasons in Cleveland.
Yeah. Now that is in 64 games. Kyle Lowry has played in 56 games, has 37.7 minutes per game. So really, I don't think as fans we should get to sit and say, oh, well, you should at least make it play for 15 minutes. Like, why?
Well, here's the argument is that I've heard some people say, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but the argument is it's your full-time job. Go do your job. We don't get to take days off of our job just because we want to rest. You don't take a sleep day, do you?
You've never taken a sick day?
I don't take sick days, no.
Well,
unless I'm actually vomiting, I do not take sick days.
Okay.
Are these guys vomiting? No, they're just resting.
Are you also?
They're just laying back and doing
jumping
nothing.
High in the air and slamming your body down into the ground on your knees consistently.
I do physical labor at my job.
80 times.
There is physical labor at my job. I have to carry things around with pretty heavy cameras.
You're also not getting paid millions of dollars to do it.
Right, you're getting paid millions of dollars
because
to do it. You have an obligation to play if you're getting paid millions of dollars to do it.
There's no obligation.
You have an obligation to play the game
obligation?
and fulfill your duties and your job. If you're getting paid millions of dollars, why are we paying you millions of dollars to sit on a bench?
We're not paying them anything.
Why are they getting paid millions of dollars to sit on a bench?
Because we will watch it anyway. NBA fans will watch the games anyway. Is there anyone out there that is saying, oh, well, I didn't get to see my favorite player play, so I'm just done with the NBA?
No, but there's people that are angry and mad.
So make them do something else. Make them do like a autograph signing or whatever. Like this has come up before. Adam Silver's going to have a better shot at doing that than he is at forcing teams to play their players. I'm sure they would gladly take fines. Because at the end of the day, if you need a rest day, like you have, okay, in football is only 16 games long.
For a reason.
For a season.
For a reason.
And a season. But during practices, during that time span, you have the veterans that are taking days off in practice because, they're not even necessarily hurt. They're just taking a day off to rest. Nobody's whining about that.
Football is a much different sport than basketball.
But people are taking rest days. Isn't it their obligation to be out there practicing?
It's not a game. It's not what people are paying $100 to go see and spending $100 to watch.
What if people are paying to go to training camp?
They're not paying that much. To go to training camp is like $10.
Then if you If you don't have the money to spend on the NBA ticket to go see a player,
what if you're saving up the whole day? Like you live in, I don't know, Montana or South Dakota or something, and you want to go to a Milwaukee Bucks game because LeBron James is coming to play the Bucks. So you travel, and you're traveling 8 hours to go to that game because they're the closest team to you. You want to go to that game, or however long it is to drive. You spend 6 months just planning this, saving this. I'm taking my family. We're making a trip out of it. We're going to do a vacation. We're going to spend the whole weekend in Milwaukee because it's a great destination town. We got this hotel. We're waiting. Now we get to go to this game. We're going to watch the Milwaukee Bucks take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. We're going to see these great players play. We're going to spend all this money on beer and popcorn and overpriced wings and a terrible hamburger. We're going to spend all this money. Going to be over $1,000 on that trip. Easily over $1,000. Family of four, easily over $1,000. And now they don't play. The one chance you had, your one family vacation, you lost it out because LeBron James decided, I'm a little bit tired today. I'm not going to play.
So it's bad for them to, want to be ready for the playoffs when they know they're going to make it to the playoffs.
What? That even makes sense.
So LeBron James, at this point
in
the season,
you got to prepare. You got to play.
Why
play to get ready for the playoffs.
He's a veteran.
You play to get ready for the playoffs.
So going back to your family vacation part, like you're planning it months in advance, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, he could have gotten hurt halfway through your months in advance.
Then you're not mad because you know what's coming.
You
don't know he's taking a rest day until that night.
This is true. It's hard. I understand.
You're going to get mad at a guy because he blew out his leg, or blew out his ankle or something?
Yeah, because I plan on watching him play. Like, he should have not been stupid and celebrating a layup that he had.
Okay, we got Martin Gramatica playing in the NBA now.
I mean, it's not out of the question.
Sorry, Bill Gramatica. Bill Gramatica.
Yeah, Bill Gramatica of the Cardinals. Now, I understand your point, but at the same time, same thing could happen with baseball. You go to see your favorite catcher play. I want to go see Carlos Santana play, and he's taking a rest day. I think as a fan, you understand that. Catchers,
you know that's going to happen. That's like a goalie in hockey. They don't play every game. It just isn't physically
They don't announce
normal.
What days, though.
Also, baseball games aren't $80 to go to.
Some are.
They're like $12 for nosebleeds.
New York Yankees? Well, also, nosebleeds in basketball is totally different.
They're still $80.
Well, yeah. But it's different than nosebleeds that are $12 at a baseball game. It's not as high up.
That's my point.
Right. So you know what you're getting into. I'm saying that this has been going on long enough that you know what you're getting.
It hasn't been going on that long. It has always been that way for catchers in baseball. So it has not always been that way in the NBA.
Let me pose this question.
10 years ago, it was not like this.
If you went to a game and and LeBron James only played 15 minutes,
I wouldn't be as mad.
You wouldn't be as mad. You'd still be mad, though.
I wouldn't be that mad. I would not be that mad.
What if you just came on
to see LeBron play
and shot one shot and that was it?
It's better than him not even giving an attempt to play. Didn't even try.
So no rest days at all in basketball. Play every day.
If you have an injury, take your injury. Take your time.
So you
recover.
You don't think
But if you just want to say, oh, my legs are tired because I worked out hard. I had a really tough game last night, and I can't get myself up to play this game today.
Is LeBron James Southern?
Yes. It's big Texas.
Born and raised in Mississippi.
Who says I'm trying to be LeBron? I'm just trying to be a big NBA player.
That was the name that you kept using, so... The man has deserved...
I use LeBron because he's the biggest name in the NBA. LeBron has played his fair share of games. He's not the issue this year. It's not been that bad this year with LeBron. Okay, he's not the one. It's some of these other players. They just take a rest day. Why?
It's a different...
Michael Jordan didn't take rest days.
It's true. Except for even when he was vomiting.
He retired.
Yeah.
But he didn't take rest days. He took a year and a half off.
I don't know, man. I understand why they take rest days, and I understand that aspect of it. I can see where the fans are coming from, but at the same time, it just... I can't be that mad about it. Like I cannot work myself up.
I wish I could call my boss and say, "Hey, I'm tired."
That's totally different, though.
I'm tired.
You don't have millions
I had
of
a
people
good
watching
workout.
you.
I had a good workout last night. I'm tired. I'm not going into work today.
Have you ever had a fan that was like, "Oh man, I'm sad that I didn't get to see the taping today because I really wanted to see Geoff."
So now whose side are you on?
Huh?
Whose side are you on right now?
I'm just saying that
What are you
your
back on? Are you on my
situation
side now? Are you against the sitting and
I don't know
resting?
what's happening anymore. I just know that you saying that you're tired is totally different than an athlete saying that they're tired.
Why?
Because
it's a full-time job. And they get paid 100 times more than I do.
it's so different. It's
They
so
should
different.
fulfill their duties in their full-time job.
Why is it their duty?
It's a job.
You're not paying them.
They're getting paid.
They are getting paid, correct. And the team is letting them take a rest day. If you have an issue with rest days, which Adam Silver is going after the teams here. So, is he going after the teams or after the players for taking rest days?
He can't go after the players.
Okay.
Because the teams own the players and the league owns the team.
So, we'll see once he actually does start finding teams how much they do want to let their players rest. Until then, they're going to keep taking rest days.
We'll see how this goes.
Because they can.
We'll see how this goes.
You're not paying them
The buzzer
anything.
has sounded on buzzer beaters.
Okay.
We're moving on.
Okay. Good discussion, though.
Good unprompted discussion.
Yeah.
You got anything else? Well.
I had totally meant to talk about the two. I just forgot to write it down. So thank you for bringing it up. That'll do it for That One Sports Show. Thanks for tuning in. You can find us on Twitter at Toss Podcast, Facebook, That One Sports Show page. Give us a like. Give us a follow on Twitter. And then subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe on YouTube. Or find us at ThatOneSportsShow.com. Till the next segment, I'm John Hartley.
I'm Geoff Petervey.
Bye.
Bye.